Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you a great matchup as the Shawnee Mission West Vikings, coached by Logan Swafford, take on the Blue Valley North Mustangs, coached by Ryan McCoy. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants. First from West.
Hi, I'm Sean and I'm a senior.
I'm Dane, I'm a senior.
I'm Evan, I'm a senior.
I'm Ben, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Evan, and I'm a senior.
And our contestants from North.
Hi, I'm Ellie, and I'm a junior.
I'm Hugo, I'm a junior.
I'm Olivia, and I'm also a junior.
I'm Clayton, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Luke, and I'm a freshman.
Here on the first round in categories, we will take turns answering questions. If a team answers correctly, they will earn a point. If they answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal that category. We did a coin toss before we started recording. It was won by the Vikings, so Shawnee Mission West. Here is the first category. It is vocabulary. For a person, it means wariness. For a metal, it's weakness brought on by repeated stress. Give me the word. Evan?
Fatigue.
It is fatigue. Over to you, Mustangs. Law is the category. To bring formal charges against a person, what group must see whether there appears to be enough evidence to warrant bringing a person to trial? Luke?
Grand jury.
It is a grand jury. Back over to you, Vikings. Language and literature. In movies and novels, it is the final chapter that briefly tells what happens to the characters afterwards. Evan?
Epilogue.
Epilogue. Nice job. Back over to you, North. Current events. Trump announced he is replacing Joseph McGuire, the acting director of what agency, with Richard Grenell, the U.S. ambassador to Germany? Hugo.
The State Department?
It is not the State Department. Vikings chance to steal this current events category. Trump announced he is replacing Joseph McGuire, the acting director of what agency, with Richard Grenell, the U.S. ambassador to Germany? Dane.
The CIA.
It's not the CIA, it's the national intelligence is what we're looking for, national. Vikings, we are staying with you. Science, zoology is the category. If we're having a conversation about bright, blue, bottlenose, and gray, what are we talking about? Ben.
Dolphins.
It's not dolphins. Mustangs, chance to steal the science and zoology question. If we were having a conversation about bright, blue, bottlenose, and gray, we would be talking about what? Luke?
Whales.
It's whales. Staying with you, Mustangs, U.S. history is the category. Though its population was less than 20, what town was chosen as the territorial capital of Arkansas in 1820? Hugo.
Little Rock?
It is Little Rock. Back over to you, West. Current events is the category. A new scientific study predicts that what natural structures will be completely gone by the year 2100 as a result of man-made global warming. Evan?
Glaciers.
It is not glaciers. Mustangs, chance to steal this current events category. A new scientific study predicts that what natural structures will be completely gone by the year 2100 as a result of man-made global warming. Hugo.
Coral reefs?
Is coral reefs. North, staying with you, general knowledge. When lights are concealed and shine from behind, what do you call it? Time. Vikings, chance to steal this general knowledge category. When lights are concealed and shine from behind, what do you call it? Ben?
Backlighting.
It's not backlighting, indirect lighting. Indirect lighting, close. West, staying with you with music history. During which period of music history was secular music first considered as important as sacred music? Evan?
1950s.
Cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this music history question. During which period of music history was secular music first considered as important as sacred music? Luke?
Baroque.
Not the Baroque period, during the Renaissance. During the Renaissance. Mustangs, we are staying with you. Art is the category. Both devout and intelligent, he sought to combine Christianity with humanism. In fact, his most famous paintings seem to symbolize the church giving life to humanism. Who painted the great fresco of God giving life to Adam? Luke?
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, very good. Back over to you, Vikings. Insurance is the category in business. A type of auto insurance which claims are paid to the policyholder by its own company, with a restriction on the right of people to sue, is called what? Ben?
Liability insurance.
It is not liability insurance. North, you have a chance to steal this business insurance question. A type of auto insurance in which claims are paid to the policyholder by his own company, with restrictions on the right of the people to sue, is called what? Olivia.
Provider insurance?
It's not provider, it's no fault insurance. Mustang, staying with you. We have geography as the category. How many degrees are there between south-southwest and south-southeast? Oh, time. Vikings, chance to steal this geography question. How many degrees are there between south-southwest and south-southeast? Ben?
45.
It is 45. Staying with you, Vikings, the next category is sports and games. Pro golfers rack up points as they compete for what corporate-sponsored cup that was first awarded in 2007? Dane?
Rikers Cup.
It is not the Ryder's Cup. Mustangs, chance to steal the sports and games category. Pro golfers rack up points as they compete for what corporate-sponsored cup that was first awarded in 2007? Clayton?
The FedEx Cup.
It is the FedEx Cup. Staying with you, Mustangs, vocabulary is the category. What would we call what the British call a queue? Olivia?
A line.
A line. Back over to you, Vikings. Mathematics is the category. In a math class with 20 students, there are 12 girls. When picking a student at random, give the probability and give the odds of picking a girl. I need two answers. Ben?
3/5 and 3 to 2.
Very good. Excellent. Coming back to you, Mustangs, science terminology is the category. What is the name given to a place in a standing wave where no vibration takes place? Hugo.
A node.
It is a node. Back to you, West, U.S. history. FDR was an assistant secretary of the Navy in whose cabinet? Evan?
Herbert Hoover.
It is not Hoover. Mustangs, chance to steal this U.S. history question. FDR was an assistant secretary of the Navy in whose cabinet? Hugo?
Wilson.
It is Wilson. North, you get the next question. It is sports and games. What is the term for the historic jerseys today worn by many teams on special occasions? Hugo?
Retro.
Can't accept retro. Vikings, chance to steal the sports and games category. What is the term for the historic jerseys today worn by many special... Evan?
Throwback.
Throwback is what we're looking for. Vikings, we are staying with you. General knowledge is the category. What is the name of a beaten egg dish which is cooked and folded? Ben?
An omelet.
It is an omelet. Sometimes the obvious answer is the one to go with. Mustangs, coming back to you with poetry. Finish this Tennyson quotation, starting off, "There's not to make reply. There's not to reason why. There's but to do and blank." Clayton?
Die.
Die, yes. Coming back to you, Vikings, world geography. Which river carries as much water in a day as the Thames carries in a year? Sean?
The Nile.
It's not the Nile. Mustangs, chance to steal this world geography question. What river carries as much water in a day as the Thames carries in a year? Luke?
The The Amazon?
It is the Amazon. Staying with you, Mustangs, mathematics is the category. What number is referred to as the multiplicative identity? Luke.
1.
It is the number 1. Coming back to you, Vikings, U.S. geography. Vermont has mountains of what 2 colors? Evan?
Purple and white.
Cannot accept that. Mustangs, you have a chance to steal this U.S. geography question. Vermont has mountains of what 2 colors? Olivia?
Blue and white.
It's actually green and white. The Green Mountains and the White Mountains. Mustangs, we are staying with you with musicals as the category. In which musical will you hear the song Pinball Wizard? Olivia?
The Who.
Cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this musicals category. In which musical?
Tommy.
It is Tommy, yes. You knew that one right away. Yeah. All right, staying with you, West. U.S. government is the category. Not the attorney general, but what is the title of the person who represents the U.S. government in cases before the Supreme Court? Time. Mustangs, chance to steal this U.S. government category. Not the attorney general. What is the title of the person who represents the U.S. government in cases before the Supreme Court? Luke?
Deputy Attorney General?
It's not the deputy, it's the Solicitor General. Solicitor General. North, we are staying with you. Science, chemistry is the category. What are the elements with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4? Luke?
Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium.
Those are the 4. Coming back to you, Vikings, literature is the category. A winter sledding suicide attempt leaves the central character scarred and crippled for life. In which of the Edith Wharton's novels does this incident occur? Time. North, chance to steal this literature category. A winter sledding suicide attempt leaves the central character scarred and crippled for life. In which of Edith Wharton's novels does this incident occur? Olivia?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Ethan Frome. Ethan Frome. Mustangs, we are staying with you. World history is the category. The Portuguese were able to conquer and hold East African states for a short time because they had something the Swahili didn't have. What? Olivia?
Machine guns.
Yeah, guns. Coming back to you, Vikings, with language as the category. Ja and nein are yes and no in German. What are yes and no in Russian? Sean?
Da and yet.
Da and yet. Very good. And with that correct response, right as we go into our halftime, Shawnee Mission West has a score of 8 to Blue Valley North 14. Before we go to our campus updates with a representative from each school, let's take a quick look at our team standings right as we are getting close to the end of our season. As you can see at the top of our board with a already completed 4 games is Shawnee Mission East with 4-0. Blue Valley North, who's competing right now, has a record of 3-0. Blue Valley West has finished their season with 3-1. Shawnee Mission Northwest at 2-1. Blue Valley Northwest finished their season at 2-2, and rounding out our top 6 is Blue Valley Southwest at 1-2. As promised, we are going to go to a member of each school as they will give us a campus update. And Sean, you're giving us the update for the Vikings. What's happening at West?
Well, one of our students, Brogan Thomas, just recently placed in the top 5 in a national video competition. And then also at state, we had 3 wrestlers place, and our very own Will Frankel won first in diving. And then I, along with a few other kids from our school, will be performing in our school's Mr. Viking pageant that is taking place this Saturday.
All right, very cool. Good stuff happening. All right, and Ellie, you're giving us the update for Blue Valley North. What's happening with the Mustangs?
This week, our wrestling team is going to go to state. Our Scholars Bowl team got 3rd at the state competition, and we have our Science Olympiad team going to regionals this week.
All right, so lots of good stuff happening there. Things are kind of culminating right at this time of year, aren't they? All right, as we head into our second round, there's our lightning round. And we start off our lightning round here on categories with our look and listen question, which is worth 2 points. The look and listen question will be displayed on a monitor here in the studio as well as on the screen for you watching and playing at home. So here we go. Both teams can ring in when they are ready. Give the name of this architectural style. Ellie?
Art Deco.
It is Art Deco. And as we continue with our lightning round, questions will be placed on the floor for either team to answer. Same rules apply. If a team answers correctly, they earn a point. If not, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. Both teams, U.S. geography. What nuptial name refers to cascades in both Yosemite National Park and Niagara Falls? Luke?
Vale.
Will accept it, yes. Science for both teams. The greatest height that a sea wave can achieve is about 1/7 of its what? Hugo.
Fetch.
I cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this science category. The greatest height that a sea wave can achieve is about 1/7 of its what? Evan?
Length.
Length, yes. Literature, Shakespeare for both teams. In Macbeth, who is proclaimed King of Scotland after Macbeth is slain? Dane.
Duncan.
Cannot accept Duncan. Mustangs, chance to steal the Shakespeare category. In Macbeth, who is proclaimed King of Scotland after Macbeth is slain by Macduff? Luke?
Macduff.
It is not Macduff, it's Malcolm. Malcolm. History, law for both teams. What law was the bulwark against unfair and arbitrary arrests in England? The Habeas Corpus Act. Habeas Corpus Act. World history, explorers for both teams. Columbus first began to realize that he had discovered a new continent distinct from Asia when he landed on the coast of Venezuela in 1498. However, he also believed he had found the site of what biblical land? He thought he found the Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden. Sports and games for both teams. Name the 4 tennis Grand Slam events. Luke.
U.S. Open, Wimbledon, Australian Open, French Open.
Those are the 4. Science. Spelling in science, to be exact. The variety of metamorphic rock pronounced gneiss is spelled how? Luke?
N-I-C-E.
Cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this science spelling category. The variety, Ben.
G-N-E-I-S-S.
That is correct. U.S. history for both teams. Although it was repealed in 1893, it passed in 1890 and required the U.S. government to buy sets amount of silver each month to be added to the national currency. Give me the full name of this legislation. It is the Sherman Silver Purchase Act. All right, it's time in our second half that we are going to do our team theme huddle questions, in which I will ask 2 questions. The team captain is responsible for being the one that rings in and giving the answers to both questions. Both questions must be right for the squad to earn 2 points. Otherwise, the other team will get a chance to steal. The category is the alphabet. Question 1. This letter, when paired with H, makes the sound of an F. And 2, used in poetry and music, this interjection expresses strong emotion. Sean?
P and Sajura.
And what?
Sajura.
Cannot accept that. Mustang's chance to steal. Allie?
P and O.
P and O, yes. 2 points awarded to north. Here we go. Continuing on with the lightning round. World Geography, maps is the category. In the 1482 edition of Cosmographia, there appears for the first time a part of the Western Hemisphere. Which body of land was included in the upper left portion of this map? Hugo?
Greenland.
It is Greenland. Fine arts, opera. She knocks on Rodolfo's door and asks, "Can you help me? My candle has gone out." She embroiders flowers on linens and silks. Name this character in Puccini's opera La Bohème. It's Mimi, much like in Rent. Both teams, general knowledge is the category. What color is the flame on a gas stove? Clayton?
Blue.
It is blue. Business for both teams. The temporary stopping of work by employees to force their employer to meet. Evan?
Strike.
It is a strike. Science. Terminology is the next category. What is the SI unit that measures magnetic flux? Sean?
Phi.
I cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this. Hugo?
Tesla.
It's actually Weber. Weber. World history for both teams. Tsar Alexander I entered which foreign capital? Hugo?
Paris.
It is Paris in 1814. Another science question for both teams, specifically species. Moths fly only at night. Identify their day-flying or diurnal relatives. Luke?
Butterflies.
It is butterflies. Next question, musicals is the category for both teams. What organization presents the Tony Awards each year? Sean?
The Screen Actors Guild.
Sorry, cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this musicals category. Which organization presents the Tony Awards each year? Hugo?
The Academy.
It's not the Academy. It's the American Theater Wing. American Theater Wing. General knowledge for both teams. Multiple choice. Which of the following components of a wall is found closest to the interior of the house? Is it the vapor barrier, siding, studs, drywall, or sheathing? Clayton?
Drywall.
It is the drywall. Science, chemistry for both teams. What type of reaction takes place when an element and a compound react to form a new compound and a new element? Dane?
Synthesis.
Cannot accept synthesis. Mustangs, chance to steal. Luke?
Single replacement.
Single replacement, yes. World geography for both teams. Name the belt of mountains extending from Antarctica to Iceland, situated, Hugo?
The Mid-Ocean Ridge.
Mid-Ocean Ridge, very good. Political science. Historically, what kind of political grouping, dominion, mandate, protectorate, or crown colony, generally has the most independence? Hugo?
Crown Colony.
I cannot accept that. Vikings, political science is the category. Historically, which kind of political grouping, a dominion, a mandate, a protectorate, or a crown colony, generally has the most independence? Evan?
Mandate.
Is actually a dominion. Poetry for both teams. Which American poet had the distinction of being awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry 4 times? Ben?
Robert Frost.
It is Robert Frost. Grammar for both teams. What is the antecedent of the pronoun in the example? Here it is. Being busy is more than just a national passion. It is a national excuse. Luke?
Being busy.
Being busy, yes. World history for both teams. By what name was the Geheim Staatspolzie more commonly known? Dane?
Stasi.
Can you repeat that?
Stasi.
I cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this world history question. By what name was the Geheim Staatspolzie more commonly known? Hugo?
Gestapo.
Gestapo. Mathematics for both teams. I need for you to give your answer in standard form. Find the quadratic equation with the roots 3 and negative 5. Luke?
X squared minus 8x plus 15. Oh.
Cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this mathematics question. Give your answer in standard form. Find the quadratic equation with the roots 3 and negative 5. Ben?
X squared plus 2x minus 15.
That is correct, yes. U.S. geography, states to be specific. Which New England state has been called the arsenal of the nation since the Civil War? Clayton?
Delaware.
It is not Delaware. Vikings, chance to steal this U.S. geography states question. Which New England state has been called the arsenal of the nation since the Civil War? Evan?
New York.
It's Connecticut. Connecticut. Music for both teams. What Charles Gounod composition was the theme for the Alfred Hitchcock TV show? Clayton?
The Twilight Zone.
Cannot accept the Twilight Zone. Vikings, chance to steal this music category. What Charles Gounod composition was the theme for the Alfred Hitchcock TV show? It's the Funeral March of the Marionette. Current events is the next category for both teams. Name the music star and entrepreneur who recently won the President's Award at the NAACP Image Awards for Special Achievement in Public Service. Evan?
Kanye West.
It was not Kanye West. Mustangs, you have a chance to steal this current events category. Name the music star and entrepreneur who recently won the President's Award at the NAACP Image Awards for Special Achievement in Public Service. Ellie?
Rihanna?
It was Rihanna, yes. General knowledge for both teams. What type of vehicle specifically is the ZIL? Z-I-L. Hugo?
A sedan.
It is not a sedan. Sorry. Vikings, chance to steal this general knowledge question. What type of vehicle specifically is the ZIL? Z-I-L. Evan?
I'll go with a snowmobile.
It's not a snowmobile. It's a Russian limousine. It's a Russian limousine. All right, that tone does denote the end of our final round with a final score of Shawnee Mission West 13, Blue Valley North 30. Please join us again next time here on Categories as we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students throughout Johnson County.